Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Mathematic by Varuna. In this video, we will understand the properties of multiplication over whole numbers. We already know the properties of addition and subtraction for whole numbers. Here we will study for multiplication. Now the properties are similar to what we have done earlier. The first property is the closure property. Closure property basically means that when we multiply two whole numbers, the answer is always a whole number. For example, if I take a whole number as 0 and the other whole number as 5, 0 times 5 is 0 and 0 is a whole number. Let us take one whole number as 3, the other one as 9. 9 3s are 27. This is also a whole number. Therefore, we conclude that whenever we take two whole numbers and we multiply those two whole numbers, the answer will always be a whole number. Hence, closure property holds for multiplication of whole numbers. Let us move on to the second property, which is the commutative law. The commutative law basically means that the position of numbers being multiplied does not matter. If we multiply A and A to B, then the answer is same to that of B being multiplied to A. For example, if we take A as B, A has 3 and B as 4. Now, A times B is 3 times 5. Sorry, we've taken B as 5. A times B, which is 3 times 5, is 15. And B times A, B is 5 and A is 3. 5 times 3 is also 15. Thus, the answer is same. Therefore, we conclude over here that the position of whole numbers being multiplied does not matter. Commutative law says A times B is equal to B times A. Let us move on to the next property, which is the multiplicative property of 0. This basically means that if we multiply 0 to any whole number, it will always be the answer will always be 0. For example, if we take 5 times 0, you will get 0. Now, here it says 0 times 5. According to the commutative law, 0 times 5, 0. They are same. Therefore, 0, if we multiply any whole number to 0, your answer will always be 0. Next property is the multiplicative property of 1. Similar to as that of similar to as that of 0. Whenever we multiply a number by 1, a whole number by 1, we will always get the same answer. Say 9 times 1 is 9. And the other way around, 1 times 9 is also 9. Therefore, multiplicative property of 1 is that whenever we multiply a number by 1, you will always get the same number. The next property is the associative law. In the associative law, we take three whole numbers and we multiply according to their positions. We first multiply the first two numbers and then we multiply with the third number. Then this answer will be same as when we multiply the second and the third number first and then multiply it to the first number. Let us understand this with example. If A is 2, B is 3 and C is 4. Now over here, A times B times C. A and B are being multiplied first. So let us write down that in brackets, we get 2 times 3 times 4. Now we first multiply 2 and 3 is 6. And then we multiply it to 4. 6 4s are 24. Let us see the other way around. If we multiply B and C first, let us see what is the answer. 2 times 3 times 4. Let us write in the form. So 2 multiplied to 3 times 4 is 12. And now 2 times 12 is 24. Now the answers are same. Thus, associative law basically shows that the positions of number being multiplied together, it does not matter over here. Let us move on to the next property, which is the distributive law of multiplication over addition. Over here, we have an addition sign and there's a multiplication sign also. So there are two mathematical operators being used together. So basically it means that if we multiply a whole number to the sum of two whole numbers, then how do we write it? So let us take an example. If A is 2, B is 3, and C is 4. Now basically A times B plus C. Let us write down over here that 2 times 3 plus 4. Now in this case, what happens that we have a 2 being multiplied to the sum of 3 plus 4. See, over here you can do 3 plus 4 is 7 and 2 times 7 is 14. We know the answer will be 14. But here we are understanding the distributive law, that how we apply it. So basically when 2 is a number written outside the bracket, then this 2 is multiplied to 3 first. Write in the bracket, there's an addition sign, then write on the addition sign, and then 2 is multiplied to 4. This means 2 is multiplied to both the numbers written inside. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, and we get the answer as 14. Now, there is a possibility that the numbers are written like this. There's a number written outside the sum of two whole numbers. Now, there is no sign over here. This basically means that the numbers 2 is multiplied to the numbers inside the bracket. So clearly what we will do, we will write down 2 times 3, put brackets, plus 2 times 4. Okay. So understand this point, that if there is no sign written over here with the brackets, the numbers are multiplied. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8. So 6 plus 8 is 14. Now, let's move on to the next law, which is the last law over here, distributive law of multiplication over subtraction. It's the same thing as we have done. The only difference is that there is a subtraction sign over here. So when we take A as 5, B as 3, and C as 2, what do? If A, let us just put over here 3 minus 2. This basically means the number written outside the brackets. We will multiply that number with both the numbers inside with the subtraction sign. Okay, so first in the brackets, we get 5 times 3, then subtraction, then 5 times 2. Now 5 times 3 is 15 and 5 times 2 is 10. So 15 minus 10 is 5, and this is the answer. Thus, this is all about the laws and the properties of multiplication for whole numbers. I hope the closure property, the associative law, the commutative law, property of 0, property of 1, and the distributive laws are clear through this video. Let us meet in the next video to understand the properties of division for whole numbers. Thank you so much.